Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Batista, a specialist psychiatrist, and today I'm going to explore an important topic that affects all of us: coping mechanisms and defense mechanisms, and how they can influence our mental health. Let's begin with a real example, a common one. Imagine two individuals who experience a major life stressor. Let me think, maybe losing a job. One reacts by staying positive, reaching out for support, and actively looking for new opportunities. The other one isolates himself, falls into despair, and eventually develops depression or anxiety. The difference lies in how they cope. The way we respond to stress determines whether or not we are able to maintain good mental health. First, what are the coping mechanisms? Coping mechanisms are conscious strategies we use to manage stress, difficult emotions, and life challenges. Defense mechanisms are usually unconscious psychological strategies that protect us from anxiety or painful emotions. I say anxiety, but even psychotic disorder. You can develop a psychotic disorder after a stressful experience, and any other disorder, mental one. They happen automatically without us even realizing it. Let's dive into some common defense mechanisms. Denial, refusing to accept reality. Example, a person who is diagnosed with a serious illness insists they are fine and refuse the treatment. Projection, attributing your own feelings onto someone else. Example, someone who is angry at their partner might accuse the partner of being angry at them. Displacement, redirecting emotions from a dangerous target to a safer one. Example, yelling at your family after a stressful day at work. Sublimation, channeling an acceptable impulse into positive activities. Example, a person with aggressive impulses becoming a successful sportsman. Unconsciously blocking painful memories or thoughts is when we talk about repression. Example, a survivor of a trauma who cannot remember the traumatic event. Other mechanism is rationalization, creating logical excuses for unacceptable behaviors. Example, saying you didn't really want the job you didn't get. Regression, returning to behaviors from an earlier stage of development. Example, an adult throwing a temper tantrum after a disagreement. Depersonalization, feeling detached from oneself like an outside observer. Example, feeling like you are watching yourself in a dream. Derealization, experiencing the external world as strange or unreal. Example, feeling like everything around you is fake or distant. At this point, what is the difference? Really, this is important. Let me highlight that coping mechanisms are intentional strategies we use consciously to manage stress. Defense mechanisms are unconscious processes that protect our mind from distress but can distort our perception of reality if overused. Both are natural human responses to emotional challenges. However, relying too heavily on defense mechanisms instead of developing healthy coping strategies can contribute to mental health problems like anxiety, depression, and difficulties in relationship. Please find other videos where I talk about anxiety and depression is in here in this profile. They are natural part of life. Everyone use coping mechanisms, but the type of strategy we choose matters a lot. We usually divide coping mechanism into two categories. Adaptive coping mechanism is the healthy ones. These help us deal with stress in a constructive way. Examples: talking to a friend, exercising, practicing mindfulness, asking for help, seeking therapy. Maladaptive coping mechanism and healthy ones. These might help temporarily, but they often make the situation worse in the long run. Example: overreacting, avoiding problems, excessive anger, withdrawing from others. Remember, self-awareness is the first step. When we understand how we cope and how we unconsciously defend ourselves, we can choose healthier ways to manage stress and protect our mental well-being. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this information helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone who might need it. Thank you.